Good afternoon. Welcome back. I'm Johnny Mercier, and this channel, The Hand of History, is here to help you make sense of your Bible and to achieve a clear understanding of what is going on in the world, how the world we live in came to be, and where it's headed. In the first two installments, we became familiar with who the four horsemen of the apocalypse really are. We also learned that the warnings of their coming began 2,500 years ago. In the coming weeks, we'll be learning about the people who saw those prophecies beginning to manifest and responded correctly and vigorously, saving themselves and hundreds of thousands of others, and created a resurrection in the process. We'll also learn about those who didn't. Why is this stuff important? Why is it necessary for me to learn all this dusty old history? What difference does it make in my life, in the here and now? Because Jesus did not tell us to be on the lookout for phantom boogeymen who would spontaneously come to power and run the world into ruin. He did say, "By their fruits you shall know them." People watch movies like Damien or Rosemary's Baby or A Thief in the Night, or they read that perfectly monstrous outrage, the book series Left Behind, and structure their entire theology, worldview, and the way they respond to their fellow man based on fantasy horror stories. These have produced in millions of people a greedy and merciless attitude of self-exaltation that lusts for mayhem and destruction of others. Lust accompanied by bloodthirsty voyeurism that not only wants mayhem and destruction, but wants also to watch it happening to others. And all the while, there is a Bible right there on the coffee table saying, "Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy." The same book also says that the merciless shall have their evils doubled unto them double, meaning the wicked should be preparing to endure 4 times the evil they have designed for others. The primary law that governs human life on this little planet called reality is the law of cause and effect. Everything that has effect on human life, society, and history is the result of causative human action. For a perfect example of that fact, watch the movie The Big Short. On the stage of human history, there is no such thing as spontaneity. There are no surprise attacks. The evil that exists in this world is here by design and by the purposed actions of evil people throughout history. Yes, Jesus did say the coming of the Son of Man shall be like a thief in the night. The Bible also teaches that that day should not come upon you like a thief in the night. The Noahic flood was the result of something. Israel's bondage in Egypt was a result of something. The Babylonian captivity was the result of something. You marvel at the rise of Hitler and the occurrence of the Holocaust in the modern, civilized, cultured, educated, and industrialized world. But Hitler and the Holocaust were both products of causative human action. And warnings given throughout history foretelling the outcomes of those causative actions began with Moses. In the book of Deuteronomy, Moses gave very graphic warnings about the very things that would occur in the Holocaust and what would cause those things to come about. Ezekiel, Daniel, Jesus, and John all foretold in graphic detail both World War II and the Holocaust. You wonder how on earth a creature like Donald Trump is even possible. But Donald Trump is the product of something. Charles and David Koch are walking and breathing incarnate evil. But they too are the product of something. Thou shalt not lend money upon usury is a warning given from the very beginning, and Jesus said, you cannot serve both God, and therefore your fellow man, and mammon. For you will either cling to one and reject the other, or you will love one and despise the other. Mammon is not a deity figure. Mammon describes the psychosis arising from unbridled and unrestrained greed. If you have your back turned and are looking for phantoms on the horizon, the train that has been coming down the track all along, with all of its lights on and its horn blaring, will run right over you. And no vacuum cleaner in the sky is going to suck you out of the wreckage. Your best choice is to make sure you are well clear of the track and taking refuge in the one who has made provision for you. Remember the parable of the wedding supper. That too was a foretelling, a forewarning of the coming of the Holocaust. And that rescue and refuge would be available for those who were listening. Those not listening would find themselves in the outer darkness, where there would be weeping and gnashing of teeth, which even a casual perusal of the history of the Holocaust will tell you is absolutely the truth. Your safety in times of trouble, like those now coming upon the earth, is dependent upon your eyes, your ears, and your actions. Jesus said, him that has eyes to see, let him see. He that has ears to hear, let him hear. And Jesus said, take heed unto yourselves. To take heed means to pay close attention to. He did not say to take heed to Johnny Mercier or to Reverend What's-His-Name. He did not say to take heed to Hal Lindsey or Hilton Sutton. He said, use your eyes, use your ears, and take heed what you have learned. While I am absolutely certain of the quality and accuracy of what I will present here, I am equally certain that my certainty, coupled with $2.50, will buy either of us a cup of coffee at any Denny's in town. Like an exquisite meal prepared and placed before you, will not nourish you until you eat it. What I present here will not nourish, sustain, or strengthen you until you get it inside you and until you have done the work to digest it. The verdict of your own mind is the only thing that will ultimately direct your actions when hard decisions are required. Your own convictions are what you will resort to in time of trouble and when you come to forks in the road. God and the effects of historically proven actions don't care how highly you thought of my work or anyone else's. God and your circumstances are both asking, what do you think? And what are you going to do? The gate that leads to life is straight and it is narrow. I can show you the road signs and I can teach you to read the map, but the only thing that will get you through that gate is the decisions of your own mind and the movement of your own feet directed by the content of your own will. Your will can only be certain and steadfast if you are acting on the purpose of your own will, forged with the steel of knowledge that shapes solid conviction because you know you're doing the right thing. That's why this stuff is important. Next time, we'll learn about the angels of the four winds. I hope you'll join me then. That's going to be a cool lesson. In the meantime, fix your eyes on the prize. I'm Johnny. See you next time.